Hi there, my name's Dr. Gareth Jenkins. I work at Glebe Pathways Project, which is an alternative education setting in Glebe Youth Service. I really enjoy the kids here. I think they've all got big hearts. Each of the young people has a project of personal interest, which they have settled upon and they do kind of engage with from time to time, depending on what other things we have going on in the school. And we have, particularly this term, had a lot of activities, so a lot of guests coming in to do work with the students. So every day is quite different.
It's all independent learning here, so we're learning through interest. They naturally gravitate to what they like, and it's about, once you've observed that, to somehow extend it. Students have their own learning plan. It's all in one book, which means that they can pick up where they last left off. You have the same teacher every day. The main core of people are the same, so we know all the students' work, we know where they're at, we remember the conversation we had yesterday about what we were going to do the next day, and it's just a little bit more, caring or nurturing. What I love is when I see a student come in and they just look through their book page by page, and they just look at everything they've achieved, and they just proudly look over it, and I just love that.
I'm Mary and I attend to Glebe Pathways, and it's good in ways because you have one-on-one support and you get more time to actually work on something, where at another school you have a certain time to finish. The teachers, they don't come up with something. They ask, find out something we're actually interested, and then that we will do. Yeah, these schools are they're good for a lot of students that actually struggle at school, and they help you with your homework and your assignments. You sit down one-on-one, even if there's other students in the class, there's other teachers for them to support them, and they take their time to sit down and work with you if you're struggling with something. Yeah, I'm hoping to go through to Year 12 in mainstream and do all that, and then hopefully that actually gives me somewhere a good job.
Here at this school, I get more opportunities and that stuff. When we finish school here, they try to find us a job and that stuff to do after, when we get when we're older and that stuff, so to keep us out of trouble and all that stuff. If I wasn't at this school, probably would have been locked up or something. Yeah, locked up in trouble and that stuff. I want to get my Year 10 here, and then that's just want to when I get my Year 10, I just want to go all the way through school, Year 11, 12 and all that stuff.
I like the way they give you time to get started in the morning, you're not rushing around all the time, and they give you one-on-one work and they work with you. They explain stuff, they explain it, they don't just tell you do this and you're on your own. The school I went to before was time. I was always late, didn't have rushing around, and this one we just rock up and just get into it. I'm going to Blackwater Bay after this, up at the mainstream school up the road, and then hopefully get my Year 12 certificate and then follow on from there.
I reckon it's a better school because you get treated better. The teachers are more, they're more caring, they're more, they look after you more. Here's one-on-one, there's, you got to do it in a bunch. So it's more better here. Yeah, we work on our individual projects. I want to be a mechanic, so they help me one-on-one with a mechanic. They try to get me an internship at a mechanic shop. Yeah, I'm going for my Year 10 and I feel like I'm got more opportunities here at this Glebe Pathways Project School.
I like it because it's fun, there's good kids here and there's not any annoying teachers that just give you so much work. Get to play ping pong sometimes and pool and have a good time and a good laugh. And old school was boring and crap and teachers were annoying and there was a lot of children, so it got a bit, too much. I keep a journal here with all the work I do. I write in it and I do my projects that will advance my chances in getting a good mark in my Year 10 school certificate. And now I'm doing a lot of practice papers for maths, English, science, history.
Well, I went to Leichhardt High and I didn't really go much because I had to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, and here it's different. You only wake up at 10 and it's more easier. And there's not so many people in the classroom, I can concentrate and stuff. I get more of individual assistance and help and that, because there's more teachers and it's not just one teacher and 20 kids in the class. It's more relaxed than that. I get along with everyone here. Lots of my friends come here. It's fun. We do filmmaking and hairdressing and all that. We get to go to TAFE and stuff one day a week and test it out. We get a lot more opportunities here and that, more chance to become something in life.
I think mainstream works well for the majority of students, probably, but I think that there is a certain number of kids that it doesn't work for. I think the reasons for that are many and varied, but it'd be things like the number of kids in a class. So I think it's very difficult to be able to cater for everyone when you've got 30 or more kids in a class. I think because of the large number of students and there's a lot of bullying and excluding kids on the playground and in the classroom amongst the students, and they can feel like they're falling behind, and then you're just forever playing catch up. And I think a lot of the kids, especially kids we get here, just rather than try and catch up, just sort of drop out the back door and just stop attending. A lot of the times there's things that outside of school, like anxiety and depression and things that are happening at home, particularly to do with family breakup, that perhaps go unnoticed at school, and then even though it's away from school, it affects their schoolwork. And then particularly in a couple of schools I've been in, I feel like that's been taken as the student is playing up or doesn't want to be there because they're acting out. But a lot of the time it's more to do with, nothing to do with the class, it's more to do with what's happening at home. And I feel like that does get missed a little bit because you've got such big numbers in the schools and in the classes. Where it works well at Key College is that we've got small numbers, up to 12 is our maximum, and there's 2 teachers here at all times, so you're getting a lot more one-to-one and individualised attention. It also means that you can cater the lessons specifically for students. It doesn't have to be one lesson fits all for 30 people. You can have a couple of different lessons going on within the one lesson. So I think that helps with actually getting through the work and learning in the classroom. Particularly, we do maths and English the same as mainstream schools here. We follow the curriculum and do all the assessments and exams that you would do in mainstream. And from what I've found with the students is they appreciate the fact that they can go at their own pace. You can give them a lot more help right there and then because there's obviously not as many to get around to. We're very flexible in what we do here, so because the kids are coming from refuges, sometimes they come in and there's things that have happened before they get here or overnight. You never know what you're going to be dealing with on any given day, so I think the fact that we don't have to be very rigid, we can, if someone is having a bad day, if something's happened, or if they, need to go to a doctor or a dentist or a housing appointment, whatever it may be, we have the flexibility to be able to work things around so that we can do that and it doesn't just get pushed to the side. Because a lot of the time that's more important than what you're going to learn in the English or maths lesson anyway. And most of our kids have come from pretty horrific backgrounds and have had pretty horrific childhoods, so they probably haven't experienced a lot of the things that most kids would within their family. But some of the things that we've done which have been really great is go on a snowboarding camp, canoe camp. We do recreation every Friday where we just hop in the van and we'll go somewhere, 10-pin bowling or rock climbing or ice skating, skateboarding, swimming, snorkeling. So they get to do a lot of these great things, and a lot of the time we're trying to show them that you don't have to spend a lot of money to be able to have a good time. We try and show them things that they can actually do for free, and that's, I guess, another thing that we're trying to do here is to try and prepare our students for when they become parents so that they can do a better job than generally what they've had. The kids feel that they can trust us to either tell us things or to be able to ask us for help and know that we'll be there and we're not going to be judging, and that we actually do have their best interests at heart.
Like at mainstream, before I came to Key, it was, you don't really get, I don't know, there's too many kids I think for them to work with. Like they just, I think you learn a lot more when like teachers actually want you to learn. At my other school, they were just like, write it on the board and copy it down. You don't really learn that much, unless you are really want to and your head's screwed on. But if you're not gonna there are too many kids these days that just don't, they don't really, how can I say it, revise well with just copying things on the board, and they won't take anything in, and I didn't whatsoever. But as soon as I came to Key, it was straight one-on-one, on the ball. They want you to learn, they actually care, I guess, about your education. They're not just working for the money. They take your future into consideration a lot more. Take time to let you process all the work in. They actually ask you, do you understand? Give you, a bit of an example, give you a test. See if you actually learned something. Education-wise and life-wise, I think most two important things. That's what's really good about smaller schools, I think. They make you want to come back. They're more motivating than anything. They motivate you, and yeah. It's a lot more emotional support, emotional-wise, physically-wise, and mentally-wise, I guess. That's why we'll keep coming back.
The school is awesome. Good teachers, good students. I love them all. I love the school so much. The school's the best we can. The break times are good and stuff. Everything is the best here.
It's pretty hard for me because I only learned how to read in year 9. I feel like since I started high school, I was always was the kid that always got pushed to the back of the class, and every time I'd ask for help, the teacher would be like, yeah, I'll be there after this student, and then they'd finish with that kid. And as soon as they'd finish with that kid, another kid would ask for help, and the teacher would go straight to them. And then I'd be like, wait, I asked for help first. And yeah, wait your turn, I'll be there in a minute. Then eventually they just sit back down at the desk and don't pay any attention to you, so then you just don't do your work and you bum around because you don't know what to do for the work itself, and then you end up doing dumb shit which gets you into trouble, and then you get into more trouble because you didn't do your work. And I used to cop a lot of shit from teachers because they never used to give me much help at all. Half the crap they teach you'd say, yeah, I already know this, but you don't need it in the real world. Trust me, I've been on the street long enough to realise what you do need. I got kicked out of there, then I started coming to Key, and since then I've excelled dramatically in my classwork, in my reading and in my writing. I've passed my year 10, which myself and the rest of my family didn't think I'd actually achieve. So that's kind of a self-goal that I've achieved already, which I'm proud of. They give you like a lot of help and a lot of guidance. They try and keep you on the right track and not like wander off and go do the wrong things. Here they actually take you out and like actually give you a real feel of what could happen if you don't do this, or what happens if you do this, and actually take the time to communicate to you and explain everything, and to like actually help you with the work till you figure out how to do it on your own and to feel confident with the work.
It's an alternative education program for young people who've disengaged from mainstream school. So a lot of young people disengage from mainstream school around 14, 15, that's year 9 kind of level, for lots of different reasons. Often there might be things going on in their lives, challenges in their lives, and there's just not that support network really in a mainstream school, and they can get quite lost and just feel disconnected, and they might just stop attending, and that can happen to a lot of young people. So I think the most important thing for a program like us is for that connection and that support.
I get to work in smaller groups and actually do my work, and if I get stuck you get extra help. You do your own English and your own maths, and you work at your level instead of everyone else's.
In the other schools it was always difficult because you have to carry a school bag, you have to like get all your school books and shit, you go to see different teachers. It got really stressful because I couldn't do the work in time.
So you have to just like go from class to class every like 5 minutes and running around. You've only got like 2 minutes to get to like a certain class, and you're always late, and then they like put you on attention because you're late. You put your hand up and then like the teacher will explain it, but they'll do it so fast because they've got to move on to the next kid because there's 30 odd students in a class. And here there's like maybe 15, like every now and then there's like 15 to 20 and stuff. And like, but we don't all sit in the same area, we sit in different like parts of it. So it's good. If you're struggling in a normal school, like if you're you know, having a bit more trouble than the rest of the students, then it's a good place to come.
In my other school, the teachers didn't listen and never gave you help, and now they do. Like every time you put your hand up, they come straight to your table.
It's better here because you work at your own level and that, and you can like work at your own pace, and if you're like slower like at learning and like at working, you can work at that level. They help you with your work when you need it. If you need someone to talk to, you can go and talk to one of them. It's good.
Yeah, it works more interesting here. Like, you get to do heaps of fun stuff here.
3 TAFE teachers that come in from 9:30 till 12:30. And everyone works in the classroom for that time. The young people can actually come at 9 o'clock firstly for breakfast, and then class starts at 9:30. The youth workers are in the classroom providing support, helping them with their work, with anything that comes up, helping them manage any challenging behaviours or difficulties between the teachers and the young people or anything like that. And then we provide lunch at 12:30, and then do a range of different activities in the afternoons. One of the things we do is a program called The Right Journey, and that's about helping the young people in their journey into adulthood, and it's kind of like a personal development program. And we sometimes get mentors that come in for that specifically. We also do creative activities like filmmaking and art. We're doing tile making and drama next term, so lots of different things that the young people are interested in. Yeah, and sometimes excursions as well, just trying to make it fun and engaging. That's, I guess, what I think is the most important thing, and what we're trying to do is make it enjoyable, because that's how life should be, and I think that sets up a nice culture. Yeah. Well, it's been amazing seeing some of the young people really open up and share themselves and their life, and really like things that can be quite personal, but feeling safe to be able to do that. And I think that shows a lot of courage.
With this program that I've noticed, it's a program, it doesn't put pressure on the kids to make them do too much, because you got these kids, the kind of youth that are going to school, like a normal school, like a primary school or high school. There's no way they'd be able to stick there for 5 days. So the support network we have here is very, 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 very strong.
East Sydney High School is a school for students who don't fit into mainstream schools. They're generally students from a lot of different backgrounds. They all have different stories, but the fundamental similarity between all of them is that the rules, the regulations, the class sizes, they just don't fit these particular students. So that's what East Sydney High School is here for. We are an alternative education, however, we are a Board of Studies approved school, so we're all professional teachers and we all write our own programs and we have them inspected by the board. So we deliver the Year 10 course, Stage 5 syllabus, and they graduate at the end of the year with what's known as a ROSA now, Record of School Achievement. The students that come to us can experience smaller class sizes. The classes, we do all the work that they need to cover in the classes, and because there's one teacher to, potentially maybe 5 students, we can help them more intensely. The students have a range of abilities. Some have really high abilities, and others are struggling because they haven't been to school, because they've missed a lot of schooling for a variety of reasons. So we do have a system called the Key Worker system. So all of the teachers also work in a welfare capacity where we assist the students with anything that they might need, anything that might be stopping them from coming to school. We will actually take them to the doctors. We will ring refuges to ensure that they have a bed for the night if they're homeless. Our job is to try to remove the barriers to that disengaged behaviour so then they can become engaged again. The nicest thing you see is when some students come in and they're incredibly closed down, they're really angry with the world. They manifest that in a way that seems very angry with us, so they can lash out at us, they can swear at us. They're very hostile, and it's really nice to watch that change, so that they actually, after a couple of months, we've worked with them enough and they can give us a little smile. We can have a little joke with them and they might get that joke and smile and let their guard down. I've seen 2 students just recently just become absolutely lovely young people who've learnt to trust that we're there to help support them, and they, whether they do graduate or not, I don't think that's the point. The point is that these young people have actually learnt to trust somebody, and that's a really nice thing. I think that's a really important part of this job. To be able to support them, to be able to have an organisation or to be part of an organisation that can make just one small little change in their lives is really nice. Yeah.
In my old school, it was a bit harder because the teachers and all that, they always just it felt like they were targeting me, trying to get me in trouble for everything that I did. Even though all the other students just mess up as much as I would, wouldn't get in trouble as much as I do. It was kind of like that, and the workload and all that, it was just a bit hard for me. I can do it, but yeah, it was just a bit hard. I couldn't get it back there on time and stuff like that because I just didn't finish it completely. All the teachers, it felt like they didn't support me either. And yeah, it was kind of bad, and all the workload and all that, it was a bit hard.
When your teachers tell you that you're going to be a dirty houser for the rest of your life and that you're not getting anywhere in life and stuff, then it makes you really, really hate the whole school.
Some of the teachers were really bad, always just trying to target me out. You could get in trouble for not doing the work properly when you don't know how to do it, not getting a hand in helping you do it. You get in trouble for having your clothes in the wash and not being able to get it, or not having enough money to buy the stuff. They have so many people that they got to look out for, so it's really easy to get cast aside and left behind.
The start of Year 10, I found it a bit hard to go because of other things going on in my life, and I didn't think the teachers were very supportive through that.
Me personally, I had trouble with getting up on time, so getting here at 10 o'clock, it's a lot easier, and it's actually helping me wake up earlier in the day, so I have more time for breakfast and everything.
There's not as many rules, so you can't break any rules because there's not much rules to break. So, and yeah, I get along with the teachers pretty well, like I'd say very well, because their communication skills are a lot better than my first school.
At this school there's like no bells and there's no uniform and there's not so many rules, and which makes it like hard to break them. There's more teachers to the amount of students, which makes it like you feel and like you call your teachers by their first names, which doesn't separate you and the teachers. Way more supportive and patient and understand that each student here is an individual and don't just treat us like part of like the same. Like they understand that everyone's had their own story and this school's like for a new start, so they treat everyone with a clean slate instead of just judging them by their prior record, I guess.
Here it's quite nice. Teachers are friendly, they get to know you, know what you want to do and that kind of stuff.
You don't have to wear a uniform. Thank God, because that's one thing I would always get in trouble about.
The hard stuff that I don't understand, I get helped out and so I can fully understand it properly.
Yeah, I like coming here a lot.